Okay. What's this all about?
Our demo for Relooted has been out for just over 2 months now, and we've seen so many of you play our game. It's been nothing short of fantastic watching the various ways gamers have tackled the heist. We didn't even know there were so many different ways to play the demo's level House of Horrors. And a massive thank you to everyone who has played, shared, and supported our demo. We cannot express how grateful we are. Today's video will cover the demo in 3 parts: our virtual reality tutorial map, the heist mission House of Horrors, and then unpacking the demo storyline, aka the tip of the iceberg. So jumping straight into the VR tutorial map, I spoke to our artist Tyron about the inspiration behind the designs of these maps. But before I dive into that, you should know that in the full game, VR maps are used to prepare Normali for a heist and usually mimic the layout and challenges she'll face in the following mission. Now let's take a glimpse into Tyron's world of design. The VR dressing was a highly iterative process, involving continuous refinement of our concept until it closely aligned with the brief. Our VR maps were designed to reflect the creative and design choices that we made in our UI, which have lots of warm tones, yellows, and oranges. In the final stages, we use the UI style guide to inform the visual direction of our VR space. If you would like a video on our UI style guide and how we created it, give this video a thumbs up or let me know in the comments below. So to make our VR maps stand out from the mission maps, we opted for simplicity in geometry, sticking to primitive shapes and blocking. This approach allowed playtesters to quickly and intuitively grasp the gameplay concepts and mechanics. Detailing our VR environment with patterns was essential in establishing a connection to our African themes. The goal was to blend African and futuristic to create a unique virtual space, so we incorporated handcrafted patterns inspired by various African motifs. These patterns were applied in a manner similar to how a wireframe wraps around a 3D object, introducing a futuristic element to the VR spaces. And for lighting, we chose warm tones. Since orange is not commonly associated with futuristic or sci-fi environments, using it helped us to create a distinct identity for the space. The lighting was designed to evoke the warmth of an African sunset, familiar and vibrant, rather than the purple and blue tones you typically get with futuristic styles. We scattered fragments of African patterns to fill spaces to subtly remind players that they are immersed in a virtual world. Let's now talk about the tutorial itself, as it's around about here that you'll start to really learn what the heist missions are going to be like. You've just seen that a table can be used to keep a security shutter open, but as we approach Trevor, we get to see how a safe can be used too. Trevor can open safes, lock doors, and vault doors, but not security shutters. That's why you can use tables and safes to prop them open when the alarm goes off. And here's where we first meet Ndedi in the demo. He's just joined the team and he's ready to prove himself. Ndedi is an acrobat who can help Normali bridge impossible jumps and break through security glass. He'll also help you get across buildings or to second floors if there is no alternative route, so long as you set him up in the right place. Here we have the most condensed challenges around Prof. Grace's vase. We need Trevor to unlock the door for us, but also be on standby by the door so that he can open it again when the alarm goes off. When alarms are set off, security doors, vault doors, and lockable doors will shut, so we need something to prop them open, or for Trevor to be on standby. Having Ndedi set up in the right place and on standby too is crucial to the escape. Some windows have alarms on them too, so best not to break through them until we're ready to escape with everything and everyone set up correctly. Once we grab an artifact that has an alarm attached to it, it's time to make a run for it. This is where parkouring and speed boosting play a vital role in getting a good time score. Speed boosts compound, so nailing each one can help Normali make it over more challenging jumps, and of course increase her speed. Make it safely to the van and you'll have your first heist under your belt. Okay, let's move on to part 2 of this video, which is where we'll talk about the demo's heist mission, House of Horrors. You'll be briefed by the team on this mission while you're in the hideout. This is where you'll meet a formidable character, Mr. October, and learn about the mission's map, its security, and the artifacts that you'll be heisting. But we mainly want to talk about the setups here, because we saw so many of you using Indedi setups in different ways and ultimately taking various escape routes. I spoke to our game designer Eric for routes he would recommend depending on where you place Indedi.
So that one that you've got highlighted there. In fact, both this one and the one to the left of it, the two on the second floor, what's really integral about these two Indedi access points is that they give the player access to the third floor, albeit in different ways. You can't finish House of Horrors completely without finding a way to the third floor. The two biggest use cases of this are jumping across the gap to the left of it. You'll see that there's a pipe in that big room that you can use for a swing. Or alternatively, zipping up to the third floor from the balcony just to the right of the access point. Over here you can see it. Now, both of the pipes are a little bit harder to see, but if you choose this as your bottom floor access point, you can technically get to all the places that you would have been able to with the others. You can start here at the remains, pick them up, then jump onto the roof by wall jumping off this trailer door that's going to close here, the security shutter. Yeah.
I've never done that before, that's cool.
Once you're up here, you can either use the Indedi on the roof or the slope, like we talked about earlier, to slide all the way down to Pedro's head. And then from Pedro, we can run along the bottom floor to get to the final artifact. So you would fall down here. In this particular case, you would have probably placed the safe already, so keep going to the right. You would have put that safe under the security shutter to keep it open for you. And now you can just keep going right. You would have had that table under that security shutter, and then you can pick up Mangimeli's skull and run off to the escape and finish the level. There's technically some really minor things you can do to speed up your time if you're clever, like you can steal the table from this bottom floor and put it outside somewhere so that you can speed boost underneath it. But at this point, you're just shaving like half a second to a second off of what is going to be a really good time already.
Can I put the table outside here? I didn't even know that.
Yep, you can.
No way.
I never realized this either till I saw people doing it. But now you've got that there as a speed boost if you want to use it.
I'd like to show you one more setup and escape route before we move on to part 3, because this always gets me the best time score and is usually the route our devs play. We first make sure that Trevor's on standby before we make our way back to Indedi, and a little parkour practice doesn't hurt either. We use Indedi twice here, once to break the security glass and again to get us to the third floor. There's another security shutter here, so we're going to use the table on the 4th floor to prop it open. We could get to Pedro's artifact through the security glass that we just used Indedi to break on the 2nd floor, but we can also place and use Indedi on the roof to break through the skylight above Pedro. Now, we can use Nunu one more time to check our escape plan and make sure we've set everything up accordingly. After that, it's grab and go.
Ready?
It's time to get out of there.
Continues. You got all the artifacts we came for. Good job. Is it a cheetah? No, it's Nomali with incredible time. Optional for who? You took them all. You really locked in with the speed.
It's time for part 3 of this video, the tip of the narrative iceberg. The demo kicks us off with a cinematic that we call Big Cell. This is where Prof. Grace, Trevor, and Etienne propose the heisting of African artifacts to Nomali. Trevor is Nomali's brother, Prof. Grace is their grandmother, and Etienne is Prof's mentee. You can join our Discord to vote on who you'd like a character introduction to next. Nomali and Trevor are already on our socials, but I'm planning to do a full video on the characters soon. The Big Cell cinematic will set up everything that you need to know about why museums aren't returning the artifacts and why it's up to the team to heist them. Big Cell is actually our third cinematic in the full game because before the team tries to convince Nomali to join, Trevor needs a bit of help. That brings us to the last cinematic in the demo, which we call Trevor's Troubles.
What are they doing parked in the middle of them?
Careful! You're transporting precious cargo back here. And ancient artifacts.
Guys, what's happening?
It's here that we meet Drissa, one of the game's major antagonists, along with his enforcers Alpha and Tau. Drissa grew up moving a lot as a kid, and by the time he was 6, he had lived in 10 different countries. He had no interest in school or earning an honest living, but found that he was good at languages and being able to persuade people to do things for him. After school, he put together a crew and pulled off some of the most daring criminal activities. Alpha and Tau are his 2 enforcers who do a lot of the dirty work for him. Drissa does not often come across people who disrespect him or undermine him, especially in the way that Trevor did. So Trevor sold Drissa an inferior security system that led to major financial losses. So he kidnaps Trevor at the beginning of the game and then hunts him down after Nomali rescues him. And that brings us to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please let us know by liking, subscribing, or commenting below. We'll be posting more long-form content, so join our Discord to vote on video ideas and more. Thanks for watching this video, and see you next time.